Welcome to Jewel's Affair platform. In this platform, we're going to be talking about the Isoko Award Night. Remember, the Isoko Award Night is an event set aside to celebrate the laudable achievements of the Isoko people and friends who have achieved, entertained, imparted, educate, or otherwise capture the imaginations of the Isoko people and friends in recent times. And today we're here to discuss with one of our own. He's a father, biological father to so many. He is a spiritual father. He is a father in all aspects you can think about when it comes to fatherhood. And you will permit me to allow him introduce himself to you the more. Sir, can we meet you?
Yeah, thank you. I'm Prophet Great Abraham.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prophet Great Abraham. Okay. Sir, we are here to let you know that the people actually recognize you as the father. You know, spiritually, you're father to so many people. Legally, you're also father. Biologically, you've been father to so many persons. So I want to actually ask you, like, to you, who will you say a father is? Like, who is a father?
That's a big question anyway. Well, what I believe is the fact that it takes responsibility to be a father. You know, if someone may actually give birth to children biologically and may not be the true father of those children, it is the one who have taken pain and so many other causes to make sure he's responsible for a people. That is what a father is. Like, take for example, God is our father. Not because he gave birth to us biologically, but because he has been responsible over creation. And that's why we can say father. He has been responsible over us. And so that's what I can say for now about the father.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, being a father, just the way you said it's all about responsibilities. How come about it? We have so many men out there. Some even have their own personal children, but the relationship between them and their children, it's really nothing to write home about. So what really trigger you? What make you feel, or what make you come to accept the responsibility that I want to be a father to as plenty of the children you have now?
Anyway, I think there are two things about that. I think I first have a passion. I have a passion to help people based on my past experience. I think I was born into the house of 4, and it was not a polygamous house. And my father used to be very, very responsible over us. He tried as much as possible. He used to be very rich, but at a point he lost all the wealth, and we could not actually move on. So we are looking up for somebody to help us, and that cost us a lot. Some of us could not get educated as we ought to. Then I was the firstborn of the man, so when I saw what was happening, I took up responsibility. So let me raise my siblings, let me try. So I was making a lot of effort, and that took me a lot. I went through a lot of suffering. In Lagos, I went through so much hardship to make sure I raised my sibling. That one actually got succeeded, but I vowed in my life that I would never allow anyone pass through what I went through, because my father could not do what he ought to do. So I said, no. There are many people like this around who may have biological father. Maybe for one reason or the other, their father could not be responsible as they ought to. So I have vowed that in my heart. So that became a passion in me. I don't allow anyone suffer around me. That is one. On the other hand, I, as a minister of the gospel, I came to this land some 16 years ago. And as a missionary, you know, we went through so much. So we couldn't send even our biological children to school. So, and for 3 years in this land, my children could not go to school. Some of the pastors that are associate pastor with me could not go to school also. So I said, I was praying, God, I really want to be focused on your work. I want to make impact. I want to fulfill my calling. But I wouldn't like seeing my children went through what I go through. I didn't want them to be without being taken care of educationally and otherwise. And while I was praying, the Lord answered and said, you really want me to send someone to help you raise your own children? I said, yes. Will you have loved that? I said, yes. And he said one thing. He said, do you know there are many children in this land who your children are better off? That they have nobody to help them, they are abandoned, they have no father, they are rejected. Some of them have been accused of what they have not even known anything about. So I was wondering, what kind of a thing is that? So the Lord began to open my eyes. And he told me one word: if you can help me raise those ones, if you can care for those ones, then I will be responsible over your own. So it's like a bargain. So somehow I saw it, and I began to move out. In my crusade, as I seeing these children in the market square, on the road, sleeping under uncompleted buildings, and I started with a number of 3, 4, and gradually like that they increased to 7, though it was a very difficult task. But because I had passion for it, one, and secondly, God commissioned me to do that, so I had no choice than to move on. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. So, and to a large extent, we've been able to raise within those 14 to 15 years now, we are close to 182 children who are abandoned children, orphans, rejected, indigent children, right in this camp now.
Wow.
And we have been responsible over them, sending them to school. So just to let you know what's prompted me into it, that is what I've just said.
Yeah,
now.
it's
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a bargain. And
Yeah.
today the kids, the children, they are so much, 100 plus. That's really, really plenty. We're going to take a short break. We want to see pictures of some of these children. Even those that are not here, we get to see pictures, video clips. You just sit back, watch and relax. And when we come back, we'll be talking about the challenges taking care of these children.
I used to think nobody knows, nobody knows my name. Nobody knows what today holds. Nobody knows tomorrow. Nobody knows. I used to think nobody knows what my future holds. Nobody knows. Nobody cares even if I leave her. Nobody knows.
Like the popular truth saying goes, children are the leaders of tomorrow. Therefore, we do know that what we build for them today determines our future. As such, I ask, what plan have we got for them? Have we invested enough in their lives to create a great and beautiful future? Or are we so busy with our own lives that we forget to plant good seeds in order to harvest good fruits? Take a walk to the marketplace, the streets in your environment, to the garbage areas, and you will see children no one to cater for them walk around hopelessly. These children, when you go closer to them, you will realize that they are orphans, less privileged, destitute, abused, abandoned, and rejected by their parents and loved ones, with only survival in their minds and can go to any length to survive. Some have turned out to become thieves, prostitutes, hoodlums, touts, terrorists, and so on, constituting environmental and global nuisance and creating national unrest because we have failed to consider their tomorrow. These lovely children you see right now on the screen, were picked from the streets. Some were brought in by the Nigerian police, Ole Station, Delta State, Nigeria, and some by the Human Welfare for Empowerment and Development Initiative agents to be taken care of. Some of these children you see on the screen right now are orphans, less privileged, indigent, rejected, and abandoned. Some of them were picked them when they were just 1 day old, and some of them while they were just crawling because there was no one to take care of them. Some of the staffs of the Human Welfare for Empowerment and Development Initiative and teachers of the Evergreen Academy has this to say to you.
I am a founder of River Vincent. I work here in the Children Revolutionary Foundation, Evergreen Academy. As for my office here, I deal with English language and literature. Actually, it is a very positive thing for someone to have identified the challenge of the less privileged. And that the mission of the man of God here, who is to extend the fellowship of God compassionately to help those who fear they have no hope in life, was a very nice one. And since we've been in this place, we have been coming up with a lot of things to help these children, giving them knowledge and building their career.
Thank you. Sit down. What's your name? Patient. What's your name? Joy. What's your own name? Okay, great. What's your own name? Wow. What of you? What's your name?
What's your name?
Welcome back. Wow. I really don't know what to say. Personally, I'm touched, and I know you're also touched. Remember, this is still the Jewels Affair, and we're still on the Isoko Award Night's discussion with the Father of the Year, Reverend Grace Abraham. Sir, we want to ask you, children of these numbers, plenty, how do you manage to take care of these children?
Anyway, let me say it the other way, the same way I responded to what I said initially.
Okay.
Is in two ways. One, when God asks you to do something, He will always back you up. He will back you up. He will make provisions. He will either direct you to what to do to take care of them, or send helpers to you to support you in doing what you want to do. That is one. Another thing is the interest of the people in what we are doing. We have some few persons who believe in what we are doing, who have subscribed to the same vision, supporting us, giving us what they can give us. That doesn't mean that we don't have need. We have a lot of need, and I'm not sure that we have been able to meet up to 50% of our need, but we're still moving on. We have people from distance and near who have actually seen the importance of what we are doing, and they have been partnering with us in their little way. Like, for example, we have people who are members of our ministry because of what we preach. We preach love, we preach you helping your neighbor getting to where they ought to get to. So that has become a driving force in them. So they also participate in the little way they can. So they give their offering towards that. So we are able to raise some little things to take care of them, maybe academically, feeding them, clothing them. While there are other ones who brings in what they could, like a bag of rice, a bag of rice, clothing, just as they were able to do it, not by compulsion. You know, whatever you were doing and you can do well is because you have a personal interest, you have an interest, a clear understanding of what you were doing. You wouldn't need anyone to be forcing you to do it. Like for example here, we don't know how to compel people to come and help us. We only tell them what we do and what we need. And because some of these people could understand the purpose and the implication of what we are doing. Like for example, someone like Barrister Duncan is one of our major partners in this organization. He has been so consistent. You don't call Barrister Duncan before he responds to you. Barrister Duncan is so conscious of what we are doing here. He called on his own sometimes. Pastor, how are you doing those children? What is happening now? What is your need now? So it has been like that. Sometimes pay their school fee. Some of them that are writing exams, you do pay for their exam fee and all those type of things. In a short word, we have persons who believe in what we are doing, who have been partnering with us. Though sometimes because of the huge, the size of the work, the need also is big. So for few people to take care of that, it will be a big burden on them too. So they have been able to do what they could do, not being able to do all. But as a matter of fact, these people has been so wonderful and they have been committed to what we are doing. So that's how I've been running it.
Oh, that's really touching.
Yeah.
You've been talking about persons and individuals.
Individual, yeah.
Do you have government support?
That's where we cannot say confidently for now.
Okay.
You know, if we're talking about government support, that should be the fact that the office of the government recognize what we are doing and they are able to, like, let's make an arrangement that maybe on monthly basis so and so things should be devoted to this children, or maybe on yearly basis. So we have not come to that. We have only seen a situation whereby a person of the governor's wife, the present governor of Delta State, has shown some interest whenever it is a festive period like Christmas. You see her coming up, packaging some good things to these children, maybe. And twice now we have experienced a very huge blessing from her. Well, 2016 there was this World Orphan Day, and she took it upon herself and made a large provision for all the orphans in the state, and we are part of the beneficiary of that arrangement. We had a good support that time. 2016, the same thing happened. So this particular person in the government, which is the wife of the governor, has done so well. If it has been a direct function from the government, I think we'll have achieved more, because that will have been like we are partnering, they are partnering with us to make the life of the citizen of this country or the state get better. That will have been very, very much. Yeah.
Okay. What of partnership internationally?
Well, anyway, you know, our environment is a bit disadvantaged in terms of reaching out to international nations. So we have not been able to get to such parts, or maybe consulting people far from this nation and getting partnership from them. That has not been possible. It has been just within the people around us and what we can afford. I also believe that if we have been able to work on our internet facilities to reach out to places beyond this place, maybe we'll have been able to attract more people. But for now, that has not worked out, which we are believing that God will give us grace to push to that dimension and get something from there. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a very big one.
Yeah.
You know, coming from an individual and some few persons. I think this is where you should come in. The government, NGOs, partnership, this is where you should come in. We just have to support these children. We have to support this dream to make it a reality. We'll be giving you the numbers shortly on our screen for you to know how to reach this great ministry, this great work of God. Support these children. Remember, they are the leaders of tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sir, we want to do a little check on your background, like where are you from? We want to know. We want to get to know.
That is exciting. Anyway, I'm not from this part of the country. I'm from the west, precisely Ogun State.
Wow.
I hail from Ota. That is where I actually came from. I was running a ministry there before the Lord led me to come this way 16 years ago.
From Ota to Iri.
Yeah.
That's a long journey. And honestly, the Lord really have works for you to do. And I believe most of these kids here, they are from this environment.
Yeah, exactly.
You see, it's not about where you're from. God wants you to do something. Just go on and do it. You can even be from the United States right now as we're talking, and God wants you to do something. Why not just come and just call us and help and do it? So we also want to know, you're a reverend. Yes, and you have a ministry.
Yeah.
How do you do this? Taking care of the children, taking care of the ministry. How do you combine this?
Well, I think if we understand what ministry is, it's not a man's job. It's a corporate work. It's a work where you must have some persons who believe in your vision, who work with you, and there you can like distribute jobs to people. It is easy for me to do it because I have people who believe in what I'm doing, and they are working with me. So I don't have to work directly in that department. I initiated that vision, but there are people who labor there, who stay with these children, who cook for the children, who takes care of them. And we have the education department because we have a school for these children. So that, because to send them to whether a public school or a private school outside may be expensive. So we were led to establish a primary school and a secondary school. And so we have teachers there, we have people who labor there, we have non-teaching staff there. So if they had not believed in what I'm doing, I can't be preaching, feeding the children, bathing them, teaching them in school. I don't think that would have been very possible for me. But because we have people who believe in it, and I believe in these people also because they are taking their time, committing their energy, their intellect, everything about them is committed. That is why it's working. There are times that I look at them, I feel like I should turn them to a millionaire overnight, because when I see what they are doing, I think they deserve being taken care of. So for me to combine the children work and the preaching or pastoral work together, it takes that understanding and that relationship. But as for preaching work and the taking care of the children also, the most important thing that I know God has made available for all of us, both I and the people who work with me, is the fact that there is grace for it. God gave us grace to be. When God gives you grace to do something, you enjoy it. Sometimes it might look stressful, but you can't even part. You can't leave it. Your mind is there, your spirit is there. Separating yourself to do some other things, like you are running mental, you are not comfortable with yourself. So the grace of God has been made available in this work. God has been very, very nice to us in granting us grace to do it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, sir. Before we round up, I want you to talk to the fathers out there. You know, those ones that are taking care of just their biological children and the ones that intend to be a father just the way you are too. I want you to just tell them how to be a father.
Okay. I think this question is something we have to look into technically. Advising those of us who want to be fathers. For you to be a good father, a productive father, a successful father, you need to count the cost of what you want to do and the importance of raising children. The effects of your house in the society, you need to understand. The implication of not raising your children well, you need to, in the society, you need to understand that. Take, for example, the society and the nation. Whatever we are experiencing right now, may be positive or negatively, is a function of the result from the house, what we are getting from the house, from each home. If we cannot raise our children properly, if we cannot make good impact on them, they cannot also give good impact on the society. And if we neglect them, not being responsible as we ought to, it affects the society at large. Take, for example, all the criminal acts we are having in our society today. By the time you look at it, they are human beings, and all of them came from a house. A father gave birth to them, a mother gave birth to them. If they have been well trained, if they have been well guided, whatever we are having today in society wouldn't have been there. So I want to advise that as a father, you should pay attention to this. Look at the implication. Look at what will happen later. Don't just narrow it to your house. Don't be selfish about that. Don't say, oh, I just want my child to be a doctor, I want my child to be a lawyer. No, not just that. Oh, and now you wanted them to be that, and you could not, so you just gave up. If you know what is going to cost the nations, you won't give up. You will go a long way to make sure you take care of them. For example, the children we are raising here, it's taking us so much. A day, a bag of rice is not enough for them to eat. Imagine how much that one is costing us every day. But do you know that we don't care the cost? We don't care, but we care about what it will result to. So we are paying the price to make sure that our nation becomes what it ought to be. And that's what we are doing. The insurgency, the criminal acts you see everywhere, can only be stopped if we pay attention to the fatherhood. If a father becomes responsible indeed, then we can cause a change. And I try to say something that even not just the fathers alone, the church, the pastor, the leader, the clergymen should become more responsible. We should become better focused than what we are running after. I'm not saying that it is not necessary for us to raise money in the church, but that should not be the main target. And if we raise the money, what are we doing with the money? I think we can put a lot of things, improvement on our society by gathering children like this and making so much impact on them academically, spiritually, and character-wise. We can reform character. Most of the mothers that gave birth to those children also come to the church to get some information, get some spiritual information, get some normal information. But if our pulpit is not a place where they can get a better information, it will tell on the nation. So we should mind what we do, what we teach. Whatever you are teaching there, a lot of people is depending or are depending on what you are teaching to run their life. Yeah. So you must take care and make sure you are giving life to people. Let me not go too far on this. I believe a little is good for a while, and God will bless you. Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I once read somewhere that almost everybody can father a child,
Yeah.
but not everyone can daddy a
Can
child.
daddy a
I
child.
think what the writer is trying to say is your responsibility.
Your responsibility,
you know?
yeah.
Daddy is closer to the child.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you
sir.
so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Very
You're welcome.
much, sir.
Thank
we
you.
really, really appreciate
Thank
what
you.
you're doing.
Thank you.
And we hope the good Lord will continue to strengthen
Amen,
you
amen.
and give you more wisdom to
Amen,
run this world.
amen.
And just as we're praying for him also, we are also talking to you out there. Yes, you out there. Come, help this ministry. Our numbers are going around the screen right now. You can just copy it and give a call. Thank you very much for staying with us.